Is this still your half?
This could be really bad. We might possibly just have a blown head gasket. I mean, with a project I thought I was going to flip quickly, this is the worst possible scenario. And honestly, I have no other choice. We recently fixed the electrical issues in the car and replaced the battery control module. And we ended up finding out the worst possible scenario, a possible blown head gasket. I mean, if we take a look at the symptoms, it's very likely it could be. But I guess I was looking for a reason to take this engine apart. And I think I found the perfect excuse. I've never done this before, so my game plan was to remove the easiest and reachable parts first, starting with the engine covers. When the SL first came out in 2003, its technological advancements was never before seen. When it first came out, the price tag for one of these was over 85,000. Calculating this with inflation, we are talking way over $142,000. But we can't say the same for how it's held its value, as I found one in good condition for just 11 grand. I'm planning on bringing this neglected gem back to its former glory, but I hope I can keep it under its market value. In order to do this, we are gonna have to save the engine. After removing the covers off camera, I did remove the fuel rail and disconnected the Copax. This gives me more room to unbolt the top head cover. It's held by 5 bolts at the top and 4 at the bottom. Once that's done, you then have to disconnect the oil breather hose and it should slide right out. We'll do the same on the other side and we should have both covers out. But here's where things go south. Are the scenes of what it looks like, and I'm scared because I opened this and one of the camshaft bolt torques is loose. Like it's literally loose. I'm actually scared. Why was I even running this engine? What? I kind of regret buying this car because of this. Well, now that we're past the shock, the next thing to remove would be the intake manifold. This is held by 4 bolts on both sides, and before pulling this out, make sure you have the mass airflow sensor disconnected from the wiring and all pipes going to the intake. Once that's done, all you have to do is pull it out, but make sure you don't ruin the wires in the process. Anyways, now that the manifold's out, we're gonna start working on the head itself. So we're gonna have to remove both heads on both sides. Now to do this, we're gonna have to make sure that the pulley here is at 40 degrees. As you can see, let me try and get a good view of that. You have to make sure that the engine is at 40 degrees and this right here is the line right here I'm touching. Don't take my word for it, I'm just following instructions from the workshop manual. But I guess the reason behind this is that at 40 degrees after top dead center, all pistons in the engine are at the lowest point. So if a valve were to open, it would not damage your pistons, I think. But here, you'll see me covering the holes with some paper towel and also zip tying the chains to the sprocket so I don't lose the timing. Next up on the list is getting the lifters out. You are supposed to follow a sequence here, but I ended up following the sequence for the head bolts instead. Nevertheless, it was opened evenly, working from the outer bolts moving inside. And now we do the same on the other side and they should pop right off. And we've got the lifters out on this side. Let's do the same on that side. Alright, now that we've got that side taken out, let's do the same on this side. Out they go. Alright, so we are continuing strong. So we've got everything out. Now the next thing to do is basically take out the camshaft. And to do that, I'll gotta set the slews. Now there is a way to set the slews. Let me put this here once. Yeah, so you'll have a 27mm right here to hold the, I think this is called a sprocket, chain sprocket. I think so, I'm not sure. And you will have to use a breaker bar to untorque this. But I can't do that right now because this is on the way. So I have to take this out. And in order to take this out, you have to open this, which is the oil filter. But once you have it out, you'll get something like this. So I have a 46mm right here. So this is a 46mm, and it will just go in, sit right in place, and I'll use a breaker bar to remove this out. Once you have those set loose, this should come out and you'll have a free space to work on, right? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, this did not age well. I'm actually finished. I tried opening this thing for the past 30 minutes and it just can't seem to open. I've put every single thing I had into it. Even this thing is starting to bend in. Like, it won't move. It almost started heating this up. I don't know if you can see, but yeah, it's starting to bend and it's almost about to break. It's literally almost about to break. You see the crack there? Yeah. I don't know who tightened this or what they used to tighten this, but this is actually too much. I ended up getting a shorter one because, I mean, we all know the smaller, the more the impact it can take. So I'm gonna end up using this. And this time I'm actually not gonna go easy on this. I'm actually gonna give it all I can. Everything I got, basically. So honestly, let's just start doing this. As you can see, I was giving it all I can, but this thing was not budging. I tried the one leg up and no. Then I remembered physics, so I tried physics and no. Tried again. No. Then I tried physics one more time, but smaller. You know, as I said before, the smaller it is, the bigger the impact. Oh, finally! I then detached the oil filter housing from the cooling hoses and out it goes. Finally. With that out of the way, we now finally have clearance to untorque the camshaft. This is in super tight, so you need to give it your all. And now we do the same on the other side. This is me realizing that I have to remove the chain tensioner first before removing the camshafts. We have to remove the tension on the tensioner. I think so. No. After doing a little bit of digging, it does say you have to take out the chain tensioner. For that, yeah, so this right here is the timing chain tensioner right here. And for this, basically, you have to remove the alternator, and then once the alternator is out, you can then use a 27mm hex to take it out, as you can see. So the next thing to do would be to remove this coolant line right here. That's what Mercedes suggests you do, and then after that, put this on the side and remove this. I think this would also help us whenever we are trying to remove the manifolds, to remove the heads. So let's remove this first, and then this, And then hopefully we can unscrew the tensioner. All right, let's do this. As I mentioned, we first start by draining out the remaining coolant when we disconnect the hose. Once that's done, undo the 2 bolts holding the alternator in place and pry out the alternator and move it to the side. You will have 2 wires that you will have to disconnect and it should come right off. The alternator is out and this thing is heavy. Oh my god. The next thing is a chain tensioner and you will need a 27mm and this should come right off. Once that's done, the camshaft should pop right off. Hey, I got a tip for you. Make sure you have a prep surface set before you take this out. I'm learning from experience. And we do the same on the other side. We are almost there. Pull this out. Next up is disconnecting the exhaust manifold. For me, it was way easier to just disconnect the headers from the rest of the exhaust, so I had to lift up the car and go under. To get access, you first have to remove the under trays. When I thought everything was going smoothly, I was stopped with some bad news.
Actually defeated. Currently it's 402. And this thing, for the 3rd time in a row, just defeats me. I reach a certain stage and I have to stop because I don't have tools.
Alright, so we were literally about to close everything and close shop for the night, and it's currently 4:46, almost 5 in the morning. We did it. We managed to get the bolts out for the manifolds. Apparently, we did have a number 13, and it was just somewhere here. And whenever we were packing everything, we saw it, and we were like, we wasted a whole entire hour just trying to figure things out. So okay, now next thing to do is this comes out, and I'll just have to untorque the head in a sequence. So let's just do it. Let's quickly do it and finish this job.
There you have it. Now all that's left is to untorque the heads and this should come right off. And again, we are following a sequence here and we are starting from the outer bolts and making our way in. Then we're disconnecting the remaining hoses and out it goes.
Oh my god. The amount of carbon in this is actually crazy. Yeah, this needs a clean. This is really bad. This just shows you how rich this car was running. But anyways, we've got the head out right now. And I'm actually so excited. My first ever head from a car, of an engine out, and it's from Mercedes.
I never thought I could do this, but as you can see, we ended up working throughout the night. But with just one head remaining, we weren't stopping now. We'll do the same thing on the other side and this should come right out.
One of the gaskets, see? It's okay, just take it out first. Let's take the chain stick with that. Check. The chain. Clip it. This one.
It needed a bit of wiggling, but in the end, it came out.
Sounds.
As you can see my reaction, I was feeling amazing.
Alright, so we actually have everything out. This is amazing. It took us about 4 to 5 days. And this is only because we didn't have enough tools, but we finally have it done and it's ready. The next thing to do is just clean everything that we took out, and then we can start piecing everything back together. And even though this might not be the exact problem, I'm still kind of glad that we did this, because this is something I can put in my books that I changed the head gasket. I basically did 70% of an engine rebuild. 70% of an engine rebuild. So yeah, I'm excited for this. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one, and peace out. Alright, so upon further inspection, thanks to my brother, he noticed something, and I guess we have to do more work. If you come over here, so this here is an O-ring. Now where this goes is actually in the timing case. This is one of those. It tore up and it ended up somewhere here. The reason why I know about this is because I read a post on a forum, because I was researching on how to remove the head gaskets and everything, and that was one of the posts that was there. The guy literally said, before taking out a head gasket, make sure to read this, and this was one of the problems. So we have more work to do, and we have more expenses as well. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm also not looking forward to it at the same time. It's a 50-50. I'm excited to do the work, but I'm not excited to pay for the work. But I don't know. I'll keep you guys updated on this one. And it's really in there deep. Is this still their half? Yeah, now this is for the oil, I think. Thank you.